Happy Friday Eve day to everybody. I'm so excited you're here today. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check my tech and make sure that I'm live on Facebook where I want to be. I know I'm live on Instagram. Yep, I see myself on Facebook. All right, y'all know how I do this every single week. I've got Facebook and YouTube down here on my laptop. I've got Instagram up here on my iPhone. So if you see me looking back and forth in two places, that's what's up. I am maximizing my time, making sure that I go live every week consistently and hitting all the places all at once. So YouTubers, I want you to smash the subscribe button so you never miss one of my live weekly trainings. Facebookers, if you haven't done this already, you only have to do it one time for whatever device you're on. Go to StreamYard, all one word, StreamYard.com/Facebook, and give me permission, give StreamYard permission to show me your Facebook name in the StreamYard comments so that it doesn't just say Facebook user, and I can see your name and I can shout you out for being here. Instagrammers, as we go along, I'm not going to be paying attention to the comments now, but I will after the live is over. So if you have a question or a comment, throw it in there. Let me know, and I will get your questions answered after the live. Today, we are going to talk honestly. You guys know I'm all about honesty and transparency and keeping business simple and easy. We're going to talk about have an honest conversation about email list growth. Most people will talk about the growth part, right? They want to talk about how big their list is. But there's also the reality of when people unsubscribe from your list, right? So today, we're talking about the ebb and the flow of list growth, and I'm going to help you navigate it with ease. But just in case we're new to each other and this is the first time we've ever met, I am Tracy Beavers. I am an award-winning business and sales coach with over 20 years of experience in marketing, sales, and business growth. And I have coached hundreds of entrepreneurs over the years, just like you, to get visible, grow that audience that you want, that audience of perfect fit clients, grow your email lists, so you can get to the income, that consistent monthly income that we all want. Nobody wants nobody wants their income to be roller coastery, right? Where 1 month you're up, the next month you're down, and it's hard to plan for anything. To get to that consistent monthly income, that's what I coach on. We get you consistent on social media, we get you visible, we grow your audience, grow your email list, get to that income. You see how we do that? Got to put the things in order. All right, pop your questions and comments in the chat as we go along, and I'm going to get to those at the end. And if you have a question about something that does not relate to email list growth, but it relates to business, I'm all about a live Q&A. So if you've got a question for me about your business, throw that in there too. Instagrammers, I'll answer it for you in the DMs after this is done. But Facebookers and YouTubers, I can see your comments and your questions on StreamYard, and I'll answer those for you anytime. Ask me anything. All right, let's dive into today's topic, the ebb and flow of list growth. Again, most people talk about the growth and how much their lists have grown. That's the positive thing, right? That's all they want, and that's what we should focus on. We should focus on the positives. But the ebb, meaning that unsubscribe, the losses, that's something you don't hear much about, right? Nobody wants to talk about that part. So how do we navigate the fluctuations without getting too excited about the growth or too depressed about the ebb? You know, when those rascals on our email list unsubscribe from us, as we say in the South, we say, bless their hearts. That's what I say. Bless and release. They don't want to be on my list. That's okay. Bless their hearts. As business owners, we have to be prepared because this is a natural flow. It's just like your income. It's just like anything else in life. There's a natural flow to things, right? But we have to manage our expectations. So when people aren't jumping on our lists like fish in a boat, and they're unsubscribing, they've jumped on your list and now all of a sudden they're unsubscribing. We want to make sure that this does not derail our positive mindsets. And more importantly, our plans to be consistent, because that can really shake you, right? Like, for example, back in, I think it was May, I was in several different bundles, which is a great visibility strategy that I teach. I don't teach you how to create the bundle, but I teach you how to find and participate in the bundles. So I was in several bundles. It was awesome. My list grew by hundreds of people that month, but a lot of them unsubscribed. When I say a lot, maybe 50% unsubscribed. So I was still 50% up, right? But I couldn't get too excited or too low about it. It's just normal. It goes along with what you hear me say every single week. Some days everybody wants to buy what you're selling, and other days nobody can remember your name, right? It's the same thing with your email list. So my goal every week with my lives is to help you normalize this entrepreneurial roller coaster, the ups and the downs, and that includes your email list growth. So let's talk about that for a second. Why is there an ebb and flow to it? There can be a lot of reasons why you have growth or you have people unsubscribing, the ebb and the flow. And some of those reasons, the good news is that some of those reasons don't have anything to do with you. Despite your best efforts, your list may decline some from week to week. And that's something I want you to start tracking. I was talking to one of my clients this week, one of my longtime one-to-one clients, and I asked her, we were talking about our list growth. We were looking back over the course of our time together and this year and how much her business has exploded and grown. And I said, every month, are you tracking this so you can actually look back and say, oh, look at how much I've grown? So let me just pause for a second and go off on a tangent on that. At the end of every month, I have what I do in my month. I call it my month end workflow. There's a checklist of things that I do, checking income, checking expenses, making sure I know what my money is doing in my business, right? But also on that list is how many subscribers do I have? So that I can look back and say, oh, wow, no, wait, my list really has grown. And I can see when it grew. So I know, okay, when I did those bundles in May, that was an effective strategy. Or when I did those bundles in May and they were not good, whatever it is, you can see what's worked and what hasn't. So I really want you to track that. But let's go back to those reasons, okay? Because the reasons for your, the reasons for your unsubscribes and the lack of growth in your email list. All right, there can be lots of reasons, and they could be related to your actions, or they could be seasonal, or they could be related to market trends. So let's talk about the seasonal reasons for a second here. There are high and low seasons in our online businesses. And sometimes it depends on the time of year. Sometimes it depends on the time of year and our audience's interest levels. So here's an example. Let's say you're in the health and wellness space. You're going to have a surge in interest in January, right? Your email list growth is going to be really big in January because everybody's focused on their New Year's resolutions and their health, right? Okay, if you serve teachers, there are times of the year when they're going to have the time to be way more engaged and attentive than at other times, right? So for me, for my online business as a business and sales coach and a visibility strategist, summer is a very slow time for my email list growth. School is out, kids are home from college, entrepreneurs, some of them want to go on vacation, they want to unplug. So I know that that's going to happen. So what can we do during these seasonal times? Well, my recommendation is, first of all, that you're tracking this so you can see the seasons, the trends, the historical trends in your business, whether it's for your income, your expenses, your social media stats, your email list growth. All of those things need to be tracked, okay? So first of all, we have to recognize them. We have to know when they're coming, and then we cannot allow our mindset to overtake us. I want you to plan for this by knowing it's going to happen and keep your consistency going. Do not let your audience's lack of engagement during a slow time derail your consistent visibility. Now, I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to say it to my Instagram friends. Do not allow your audience's lack of engagement during a slow time in your business to derail your consistent visibility. It can happen really easily. You're thinking, well, nobody's showing up to this live. Why am I doing this? Why am I spending all the time to do this? Consistency and patience and showing up even when it feels hard. That is what's going to set you apart as a business owner and make you successful. Okay, market trends. Market trends can also affect our email list growth. Here's a really good example. ChatGPT burst onto the scene about a year and a half ago, right? If you are a tech lover and you were first to market with teaching people how to navigate ChatGPT, right? Teaching them how to use it. Guess what? You had a massive surge in email list growth and in your business, right? During 2020, that was the year of the online entrepreneur. At least that's what I'm calling it, because everybody was at home. They were bored. They were buying up online courses like crazy, trying to figure out how to make sourdough bread, trying to figure out how to make caramel apples, learning to knit, all the things that they were looking for because they were bored out of their minds and they were sick of their family, right? So online entrepreneurs, man, in 2020, it was like shooting fish in a barrel, right? But then the ebb came. The surge slowed back to normal as the world opened back up and people went back to work. The economy, I normally do not get into economics and politics and religion and all that stuff that's so polarizing for people. I like unicorns and rainbows in my world, y'all. But let's talk about that for a second, because the economy is a big market trend. When things feel shaky in the economy and in our money, our audiences can pull back some, right? They're not leaving us entirely, but they could pull back some. And they're less likely to be focused on our content because they are worried about the economy or the political events like what's going on in our world right now at the time of this recording. So knowing that there's going to be seasonal factors, market trends, world events that can affect the growth of our email list and the growth of our business, just knowing that and recognizing it, I want that to bring comfort to you because it's going to happen. Don't let it surprise you. But most of all, don't let it derail your mindset and your determination to consistently show up and be visible to build your business. That's the key to this whole thing. If you hear nothing else that I say today, I want you to hear that part. The good news is there is a big way you can minimize the loss of your email list. What is it? Any guesses? I'm going to give you a second to guess. You probably know what I'm going to say. If you have followed me for any length of time, you know exactly what I'm going to say right now. It's one word. What word is it? Consistency. You can control and minimize the losses of subscribers on your list and in your audience by maintaining your consistency, by controlling what you can control. Okay, we can't control what's going on in the market in economics. I wish I could. Wish I had a little button I could push and go, hey, don't like the way the stock market's doing. Push the button and it goes back up. I wish I could control interest rates. I wish I could control whether or not the sun comes out every single day. None of those things are within my control. As business owners, control what you can control, and what is within your control is your consistency. Your consistency with your visibility strategies, making sure that all visibility leaks in your business are plugged so that you get that marketing machine that starts to work for you that I talk about all the time. And you get that email list growth with the strategies that I teach you. And, again, if you've been with me for any length of time, you know I love the word consistency, but I also love the other word. What is it? Give it to me. I know you know what it is. Patience. Patience and consistency are the wonder twins of business success. Okay? They are the keys to your business success, especially when it comes to your visibility and your email list growth. Patience and consistency. Patience, grasshopper. Anybody out there like to say that? So when you're frustrated with the number of subscribers on your list, I want you to be honest with yourself. I want you to be objective. How consistent have you been with your visibility and your email list growth strategies? The visibility strategies that I teach you, the visibility strategies that create that marketing machine that literally grows your email list for you, the one that makes sales for you also. We can certainly consider the seasonal trends, the market trends, but we cannot blame those entirely if we have not been doing our part and being consistent. Little tough love there. Ask yourself, what am I doing to control this situation? And if you truly know you have done everything you can and you have been patient and consistent, then my friend, it's probably outside your control at that point, but you've done your part. Your level of engagement with your audience, your ability to give them regular weekly content like I coach and teach, your commitment to being visible on social media with consistency, and with calls to action that lead to email list growth that directly impact your list growth, the growth of your business, and your income. We have to be attentive to our audience's needs and create the content that shows them how we are their best solution if we want our email lists to grow. And even when you do have an ebb in your list, when your subscriber numbers go down, just remember this. You are still building solid relationships with the subscribers that are sticking with you. So instead, focus on who's sticking with you, who's sticking around, rather than who's left your list. Just say, bless your heart, bless and release those unsubscribes. because it's those deep connections that you want. I will say all day long, I would rather have a small list that is quality, that is full of my ideal clients, that love me and love my content and want to learn from me, then I would rather have thousands and thousands of people on my list. And I feel the same way about social media followers. I would rather have a super engaged following that's small than have 100,000 followers of people that I don't know, I don't feel a deep connection with. They're not my ideal client. So think about quality over quantity and focus on the people that are staying there with you, the ones that are sticking around. Because what really gets my goat is what I just said to you. It really just irks me. There's not a lot of things that drive me crazy, but this is one of them. When people think having a huge list, a huge email list, automatically makes you an expert. That gets my goat. Or when people say, oh, well, she's got 100,000 followers on Instagram, she must be an expert. No. First of all, you can buy followers. Did you know that? You can. Absolutely. There's people out there that'll do it for you. But you can't buy people on your email. Well, you probably could buy people on your email list. I don't know. Maybe that's out there too. But are those followers genuinely their clients? And is that translating into money for them? Is it converting? That's where the rubber meets the road, in my opinion. Where's this going in your income, right? Your email list is no different. I would rather have a dialed in list of people that's smaller because it's actually going to convert for me. All right, so that gets my goat. Sorry. This is why it gets my goat. When you go to look to be part of a summit or part of a bundle or part of a collaboration, and the person that's organizing it has a minimum email list number that they want everybody to have. Okay, I get it. Fundamentally, I get it. But what that person is missing out on is the person who's got the dialed in list that's actually going to respond. Okay, I'm off my soapbox on that. All right, so when your list is growing like crazy, lean into that. Track it like I talked about. Lean into that. What did you do in your marketing? What were you doing that month in your visibility? What did you participate in? And dial that up and ride that wave and enjoy it. And when your list is declining, know that that's normal. Control what you can control and stay consistent. And when you have days when you are frustrated with the size of your list and the growth feels slow, look back, like I was saying, to 3 months ago, 6 months ago, last year. What were your numbers then? And if you're seeing consistent growth, then you're doing the right things, my friend. And I know it can feel slow, but we don't go by feelings if we're growing a business. We go by the numbers. So that's why you want to track it. And like I mentioned, part of that month-end workflow that I do is to list the number of subscribers on my list so that I can actually see those trends in the growth. And it's so comforting to me to see that, because sometimes it just feels like it's one step forward and 2 steps back, right? But if you see the numbers and you see the growth, that's where you're like, okay, and you maintain your consistency. All right, so speaking of your visibility and your email list growth, these are the strategies that I teach in my 8-week group coaching program called Business Visibility Made Easy. And we are going to build you a marketing machine in this group coaching program, literally growing a marketing machine that's going to do the email list growth for you and make the sales for you. I have done it. My clients and students have done it. This is how I've achieved 5-figure months with an email list size that's around 3,000 because they're dialed in, right? And an Instagram following of around 3,900, I think, because they're dialed in. And this is how my clients and students have achieved their 6-figure years, their $89,000 launches that they're having. The doors are open for this program, but do not wait, because the cart closes to purchase this Sunday, October 22nd, and the program kicks off on October 30th. Here's what I want you to do right now. In case you missed one of my live masterclasses this past week, or maybe you wanted to come to the live masterclass, you couldn't make it, or maybe you want to review it and listen to it again, I'm giving you the replay link today. But don't delay, because it's really only good for about the next 24 to 48 hours. It's going to expire. And the link on Instagrammers, the link is in my bio, and Facebook and YouTube, my assistant Jill. YouTube, it'll be in the show notes. Facebook, my assistant Jill, so I'll probably already pop that into the comments for us because she's amazing like that. You guys, Business Visibility Made Easy is the only online training of its kind that's going to show you exactly how to get visible so you can grow your audience and your email list, all without paid ads or creating a truckload more of free lead magnets. Every list building training that I have found, this is why I developed these strategies. I have 10 strategies in this program I'm going to teach you, from everything from dialing yourself in on Facebook to finding collaborations, networking, podcast guest spots, all that stuff. And by being in the room in this group coaching program, being in the room with, we now have 30 students enrolled, with 30 other people doing the same thing you're doing, that energy is going to be off the charts. The ideas and are going to flow. Like today, we had a live call with my alumni membership group, and there were not very many people on it today, but it was fire. Y'all, it was fire. Ideas, creativity. What about this? What about that? Have you thought about this? And people are coming away with like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. That is the power of being in a group coaching program like this. And in this program, we are going to create, well, where I was going with that was, sorry, I didn't finish my sentence. The other list building programs that I've seen, they teach you how to identify your ideal client, which is very important. And they teach you how to create a lead magnet that your ideal client wants. That's also important. And they teach you how to push it out on social media and market it. That's also important, but that's it. That's all they do. And I did that and my list grew, but I was so frustrated with it. I was like, there's got to be other ways to grow this list. And there are. That's the 10 strategies I've developed that have literally built my marketing machine. And the energy I have to put into this marketing machine now is a lot less than when I was building it. Just like any good machine, right? The energy you put into building a car, not going to be the same energy when all you have to do is get behind it and drive it. So we're going to create your own marketing machine, growing your audience so you have consistent leads coming in, and those leads convert into paying clients so you have that repeatable monthly income that you really, really want. You're looking for the answer to grow your email list, right? Without paid ads, without somebody telling you to create yet another free lead magnet, right? I know you are because I talked to you and I've coached hundreds of you over the years. I have the answers to this. I am the expert when it comes to organic visibility strategies that grow your email list and your income. This is my 8-week collaborative group coaching program. And again, I'm so excited to say we have now, as of now, we have about 30 students, 29 or 30, I can't remember, that have jumped into the program. We're going to work side by side. I work side by side with you, hand in hand. I teach you how to take my strategies and the ones that are authentic to you, because you don't have to do every strategy to make this thing work. Okay. I just had a conversation with somebody this morning, is not sure that she wants to develop her own Facebook group. Absolutely fine. If that's not a strategy that you want to employ right now in your business, we'll park that one in the parking lot. But I've got a lot of other strategies I can teach you. And working side by side, hand in hand, step by step, layering my strategies in the right order, that's what builds your marketing machine. You're going to completely change the trajectory of your business in 60 days with me. Before the end of this year, you're going to have visibility and growth and be able to start 2024 with a massive head start. Because everybody else that's waiting for 2024 to start, okay, marketing is a 60 to 90 day, actually in the online space, longer cycle. Okay. Back when I was in corporate, it was what the seeds you sow right now in marketing are going to pay off in the next 60 to 90 days. In the online space, that is 3 to 6 months. So the people that are waiting to join this program right now, when I reopen the doors in the spring, they're just going to be getting started. You're going to have a massive head start on everybody. Okay. Just because we're getting into the end of the year doesn't mean you can rest on your laurels and not build your business. And again, I created this program out of my own frustration with the other list building trainings that were saying, well, you have to go run paid ads. No, I did that. I tried it, wasted thousands of dollars. Y'all know that story. Or, okay, just create another free lead magnet, Tracy, and put it out on social media. Okay, lead magnets are awesome. I want everybody to have 2 or 3 really good ones that you can rotate all the time. And I was doing that. But I knew that if I got scrappy and creative, I could come up with other ways. And I want to teach you exactly what I've developed. I want you to know what I know. So in this program, again, I teach over 10 strategies without paid ads, without creating yet another free lead magnet. And if you want to watch, if you want to learn 4 of those strategies, 4 of the 10, I taught them in my live masterclasses. If you missed that, again, grab the replay. Instagrammers, it's in my bio. Grab the replay and watch it. You can even speed it up to 2 times speed if you want to. That won't hurt my feelings. Facebook, it is Jill's popping it into the comments, and YouTube, it's going to be in the show notes. But you're going to learn 4 of the 10 strategies that I teach that you could implement today. And then you're going to learn all about business visibility made easy, why it's special, what sets it apart, and what sets me apart from everybody else. And, that group coaching part that I mentioned, I added that because I was frustrated about something else. This is why I add this part to it. People ask me, why don't you just sell the 4 modules by itself? You could go evergreen and make your life so much easier. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't want to buy another course or a program. I don't want to buy another course that's not actually a program. I don't want to buy another course that's going to sit in my course library. I haven't cracked it open. And then if I do crack it open, I've got more questions than I had when I started because there's nobody there to help me. So this is a program where you and I are going to work. You're going to get the information from the modules. You're going to pick out what you want to implement. I'm going to teach you how to layer it, and we're going to go and we're going to build that marketing machine. And the other thing that irritated me was coaches that said you had access to them in their program, and you really didn't. It was limited access. That happened to me when I was early on in my business building journey, and it felt awful. I thought I was going to have really great access with this coach, and I didn't. And that didn't feel good to me. And I vowed right then, I'm never going to do that to my clients and students. All right. So I want you to have my visibility and email list growth strategies and full access to me for our 60 days together. Again, I don't put time limits on you. I will answer all of your questions. So jump into the program. If this sounds like exactly what you're looking for, which I think it is, then go straight to the sales page. Don't even watch the masterclass replay. Go straight to the sales page and check that out. It's tracybeavers.com/BVME for business visibility made easy. If you're on Instagram, Facebook, Jill's going to pop that into the comments. YouTubers, I'll have it in the show notes. You can join this program for only $197 a month on the 6 payment option. $197 a month, and you can start your list building journey right now and get a head start for when 2024 kicks off with a bang. You're going to be ready. So, and I'm going to be really honest with you for a second. I've been kind of salty today, I think. I'm a little sassy today. If you're frustrated with your visibility and you're frustrated with your email list growth and you feel invisible to your audience and you don't do anything to change this, then you can't expect success. Success comes to those entrepreneurs that are willing to make the necessary investments to get to their goals. Did you hear me, Instagram? Successful entrepreneurs do the things that are necessary to get them to their goals. We are building businesses. And whether it's a brick and mortar business or it's an online business, there are expenses and investments that you have to make to get you where you want to go. Otherwise, you just have a hobby. And a little bit more tough love. I want to ask you this question. What rooms are you in right now? Are you surrounded by people that are determined to grow their businesses, determined to get to their goals? Or are you surrounded by people who are saying they're constantly talking about how overwhelmed they are, how broke they are, how scared they are? Who you are surrounded by in business and even in life makes all the difference in your success. If you're not in the right room with the right people, and you're not willing to invest to get into the right room with the right people in a group coaching program like this, then don't complain about your lack of success, your lack of email list growth, and your lack of audience growth. The difference in this program is that you've got me, step by step, building your business hand in hand before the end of the year. Now, I want to tell you a little story. This is something I heard the other day, and I thought it was really impactful. You guys know that Amy Porterfield, I follow her. She's one of my mentors. I'm sure that a lot of you do as well. I've had the privilege of being on her podcast. I have had the privilege of interviewing her. And I heard her being interviewed by the head of HubSpot. She has a new partnership with HubSpot on her podcast. And she's telling the story of her first launch, the first launch she ever did of her program, and how she made, I think it was like $267, and how upset she was. And the head of HubSpot said, "Do you know why you didn't have more success?" Do you know what she said? She said it was because she didn't have an email list. She didn't have an audience. She didn't have anybody to buy it. She put the cart before the horse. So I want you to have more success than that, my friends. I want you to take Amy's advice based on her 14 years in this online space and invest in this program with me so you can get where you want to go, get that audience growth, get that email list growth. And I cannot wait to welcome you in. I cannot wait for you to have launch success because you made your visibility and your email list growth a priority. Doesn't it feel good to know that you can set yourself up for massive success before the end of the year and kick 2024 off exactly where you want to? All right, I'm done preaching about that. I'm done. I love y'all. I want to help you build your business, and I want to get you to that income that you want and you deserve. All right, so let me go. I'm going to jump over and look at the comments and the questions that came through on StreamYard. Okay, 1 second. All right, it just says Facebook user, but you're from Dublin. It says, hi, Tracy, checking in from Dublin. Dublin, that's amazing, y'all. Isn't this technology thing incredible? Like, I have clients and students all over the world. Blows my mind. It's the coolest thing. Okay, question. Do you think offering a mini course as a lead magnet is better than a checklist? Do people need a lot of value to stick on your list? Okay, 2 great questions. The first question is, do you think offering a mini course as a lead magnet is better than a checklist? It depends on the size of your audience and your email list right now. And the reason why I say that it depends is because if you are a beginner and you're just starting out with no audience and no list, you need to be giving things away for free. That's just the way it is. If you are, well, okay, I'm sorry. Maybe you mean your mini course is a free item. Let me back up. I may not have understood the question. When I saw mini course, I thought this was going to be a paid item. So let me say that if you're brand new and you're just starting out, leading with a paid item is not a good strategy. You've got to grow. You got to get to a point where you've got consistent list growth, consistent audience, and people that will buy from you. Then you can do the paid stuff. But if this is a free mini course, absolutely. So you do not want to make it so meaty, though, that you're giving away too much stuff. There's a balance. Let me give you an example. One of my highest converting lead magnets is one you guys can grab today. Go to tracybeavers.com/social. This is my guide to creating 90 days of social media content in only 30 minutes. And the lead magnet itself is like a mini course because there's a video there and a PDF that you can download that walks you through the exercise. So yes, but just one short video and one little checklist, yes. But if you're putting together a mini course that's got a lot of meat to it, my friend, that needs to be a paid item, So it depends. I know that answer is probably frustrating. Do people need a lot of value to stick on your list? Yes, they do. Depends on what's the definition of a lot. So let me tell you, people stick on my list because I'm consistent, and I'm consistent with my live trainings every single week, and they know that I'm going to tell them exactly what's going on that week. So you'll see from me, my Tuesday email is, hey, this is what's happening live Thursday. Come join me, with a promotion of some kind at the bottom in the PS area. And then on Friday, it's, hey, did you miss the live training? I got you. Here's the video. So yes. And then, if I find a podcast that I think is outstanding, first of all, I'm going to share it with my Facebook group because the members of my group, I want to give them special stuff like that, podcast things that I find and things that are going to help them build their business. But I could just as easily email that out. But yes, you do want to give value. Okay, Lori says she flips it. Sometimes she unsubscribes to someone because it's just not what she needs right now. Not that what is being offered is not valuable. That is excellent. That is an excellent comment. I want y'all to hear this again. My student, Lori Brooks, who's amazing, you need to meet her. She said that sometimes she unsubscribes because what that person is giving isn't what she needs right now in her business, but it doesn't mean it wasn't valuable. So when somebody unsubscribes from your list, bless and release them and just think, okay, if they unsubscribe from my list, maybe they're not interested in visibility and email list growth right now. Doesn't mean they won't be back, right? Or if I unsubscribe from somebody that teaches about podcasting because I know I can't put that in my things to do list right now. So I love that, Lori. Thank you. That is awesome. Let me get through some of these. Denise said, very helpful. Awesome. Valerie said, I'd rather have an unsubscribe than an email going to spam or never opened. That is a great point, Valerie. Valerie Mummert's also another one of my students. She's also amazing. All of my clients and students are amazing. That sounds so silly. Melissa asks, I have a smaller list that are very active, need to create more consistency in my visibility. Yes, but a small list, like I said, Melissa, that's active, That is gold, my friend. That is gold. Yeah, absolutely. Keep doing what you're doing because it means that you're attracting the right people and they're going to stick with you. All right. Let's see. Let me just see, make sure that I capture all of the questions and comments. I think I did. All right. And I think I just lost my connection on Instagram. Okay, wait, now it's back. You got to love technology, right? Just roll with it. All right, my friends, I want you to be here live with me every single Thursday at 11:30, either on YouTube or over here on Facebook or on Instagram. Instagram, I'm not always live at Thursday at 11:30 unless it's just me. So what you really need to do, Instagram, you need to jump into my free Facebook group. And let me tell you why. And YouTubers, you need to do this too. It's called Be a Confident Entrepreneur, Get Visible and Grow Your Income. You can come into my group, network with over 2,000 entrepreneurs. We hit the over 2,000 mark last week. Network with them, connect with them, collaborate with them. We have a thread going on right now for people that are in the health and wellness space to comment. I said, where are all my health and wellness people? People can comment, say what they do, and they're making awesome connections. And some of these people are planning to collaborate, which is great visibility and will grow your audience. And you can promote yourself and your offers anytime you want, as long as you don't do it too much. And everybody's been really great about that. All right, so be here live with me every Thursday at 11:30. Put it on your calendar. Share these trainings with your business besties, your accountability podmates, and jump into my free Facebook group. And remember, you hear me say this every single week, don't go it alone. Being an entrepreneur is freaking hard. Some days everybody wants to buy what you're selling, and other days nobody can remember your name. And if you think you're alone and feeling that way, you're not. And I definitely don't want you feeling alone when I've got this awesome Facebook group that you can join and be a part of our community. Okay, I want you to have a great balance of the week and weekend. And remember, when one of us rises, we all rise. So we've got to keep cheering each other on. I will see you guys next week.